I know that you think being available makes you chosen, but it actually makes you predictable, convenient, and eventually undervalued. Ladies, I want to welcome you to another episode of Get 'em Girl, a girl's guide to relationships, femininity, dating, polarity, and attraction. And today I want to talk about the hidden cost associated with always being available. Today is going to be a highly informational video, ladies, so please tune in, get your notebooks, and let's talk about why this is not the choice that you want to be making. Number one, and this is going to be a hard truth. The fact of the matter is human psychology, and this is across the board, men, women, children, it does not matter. Human psychology values what isn't constantly accessible. Okay? When you are constantly accessible, when things are constantly accessible to us, it removes this anticipation, okay, of having it because it's just always there. And ladies, I'm going to be honest with you, anticipation is emotional currency. It is. When you're talking about relationships, even friendships, okay, when someone knows that you're going to respond in 30 seconds no matter what, does not matter if it's urgent or not. No effort required. You're there. Boom, boom, boom. You have nothing going on. Ladies, they see you almost as this thing that they can pick up and put down sometimes. And I know that it's not a great way to... I know it doesn't feel good to hear these things, but the fact of the matter is when you are always just there, when you are always just available, people do start to take you for granted. Okay. And what I want you to think about when it comes to this is not that you shouldn't be available to people, but you should understand positioning. Okay. You should understand controlled access, right? Allowing people to still be able to depend on you and have relationship with you and friendships with you without overly giving of yourself to the point where they get to take you for granted. When you think about this, is even in commerce, like e-commerce and our shopping spaces, luxury brands, they're not available to everybody. Right? Luxury brands are not meant for everyone to have. It's not meant for, it's not meant necessarily for maybe a minimum wage person or someone who's struggling to make ends meet to have luxury, right? It's not open door. Okay, but that is why it is so sought after. That's why it's so in demand, because there's a controlled access to these items, ladies. And I want you to think about your time in the same way. Constant access kind of breeds this familiarity, and sometimes that just kind of breeds people taking you for granted. Okay, it kills mystique. It kind of kills the attraction, okay, and the respect that people have for your time. Okay, so when you are constantly accessible to people, you have to realize that it's not even something that necessarily they're trying to do on purpose, but because of our psychology and the way that we are wired, you will tend to be undervalued, and you have to figure out how to position yourself so that you can be valued, that you can give your best to the friendship, to the relationship, to whatever it is. But at the same time, you are controlling the access so people don't feel like you are just a fallback. Okay, ladies? And this is, like I said, this is a hard truth, but it is the truth. And we all do it. Number two, your availability is also a way that you train people how to treat you. Okay? When you allow people to openly just disrespect your time, okay, it does not matter when they call. It does not matter when they reach out. It does not matter what you're doing. You are there. You cancel your plans. You're just answering calls all times of night. You drop what you have going on, your important things, just to go like soothe their emotions. You're accepting last minute invites when they really should have considered you before. You're allowing them to reschedule on you repeatedly. All of these things are signaling to them, my time is flexible. I have nothing better going on. You are the priority. Ladies, if you establish that dynamic with people, you have to realize that people, you give them an inch and they will take a mile. And I'm sorry, but it is that way. Once you signal to someone that they have free reign to control your time because you don't even respect it, they are going to show you all the different ways that they can disrespect your time. Okay. And when I tell you reversing a dynamic like that is one of the hardest things to do. Once you allow people to do that to you, you can try to reverse it and get some respect out of the situation if you want to, and they will turn it around as if you are switching up on them. I am telling you this wholeheartedly. You have to make sure that with your availability, you are signaling to people that you have things going on and you have boundaries, okay? I know it seems counterintuitive to have to tell someone, listen, I'm not going to be available for that. Listen, you can't call me in the middle of the night. I know it seems counterintuitive to tell them that when you want a healthy friendship or relationship, but the fact of the matter is those boundaries are what maintain the respect. Okay, those boundaries are what maintain your value. Those boundaries are what help people understand that you are not someone to just be ran all over. And you have to put that line in the sand so that they value that. And you have to teach that to them from jump. Okay, because I'm telling you, it's very hard to undo. Teach them that from the get-go so that you don't have to worry about reversing. Your availability is literally one of the best ways to train people how to treat you. Number 3, ladies, your availability can either make or break your level up. I'm going to be honest, it can make or break it. Sometimes this is why women will say they want to be single while they're trying to glow up. They want to be single while they're trying to level up in life, because sometimes it can get a little bit more difficult if you don't know how to manage your time while in a relationship. It is hard to level up when you're constantly interrupting yourself, right? And when you are trying to grow, you're going to have to focus. You're going to be deep in your work. You're going to have structured time. You're going to need mental space. You're going to need all these different things. But with all of that, if you are in a situation where you're making yourself overly available to people, you got to realize that is constantly interrupting your flow. Something is going on that is constantly going to interrupt your flow if you allow it. And I'm sorry, the glow up does not do what it needs to do when it's constantly interrupted. Glow up requires consistency. Okay. And if you are allowing people to jump in and out, have you canceling things that you need to be doing, have you out all times of night when you need to be sleeping and resting for what you have going on the next day, interrupting the time that you have structured to get things done. When you have people interrupting those time frames and you are allowing it, you are slowing down that level up to a screeching halt. Ladies, sometimes your availability allows people to come in and put opinions on things and say things during a time frame where you should be focused. Now you're in your emotions about something that was said, when in reality, you should have been working on something. You should have been doing something that was going to progress you. Okay. As a woman who wants to build a better body, a refined aesthetic, if you're growing a brand, if you're working on your income, all these different things, you cannot be on call for people 24/7 when you are doing that, because you being so available like that drains your momentum. Okay, every interruption resets you back. It resets your nervous system. It resets your time. You have to get back acclimated to what you were doing. Every time you allow people to stump all over your time, disrespect your time, you're actually setting yourself back. So we're not doing this and regulating our time and making people respect our availability just to be mean and just to say we are of high value. Ladies, we're doing it because we're trying to create value in our lives, and when we let them interrupt it, it interrupts our growth process, where our value can come from. Right, ladies? So when you are saying yes to every last minute invitation and all of these different things. Think about what actually you were supposed to be doing in that moment. And then think about the thing that you're about to get ready to go do and say, does this fit the goal? Does this get me to the next level? Does this actually aid me in what I'm trying to do? And it will give you your answer on whether or not you're being too available. Okay? Number 4, this is a huge cost of being overly available. Ladies, you overextend yourself emotionally. You overextend yourself. And you know why? Because when you are the person that is always available, guess what you become? You become the person that people call every time they need a therapist. You become a crisis hotline, right? You're an emotional sponge. And don't let you be a super empathetic person while all this is going on. When you are overly available, you become this sponge for all the feelings that people have around you. And they say, I know who will pick up the phone. I know who will answer and take in all this negativity. I know who will I'm going to call her. And I'm going to dump all this off on her. And then now you're constantly absorbing other people's stress, okay, other people's chaos, and you're becoming more irritable. You're getting tired easily. You feel less attractive. You feel resentful. You feel tired. And then here's the thing. A lot of times when you become that friend to people, you will notice that when they're doing good, they have a friend group for that. Right? They have a friend group for the celebrations. They have a friend group for when life is going good and it's housewarming time and it's time to go out and all these. They have friends for that. But you will find that you will slowly become the person that they call when everything ain't right. You will slowly become the person who's not getting invited to all of those things. However, you are the person they call when they're down. You are the person they call when they're bored. You are the person they call when they want to vent. And that's the side of them that you get to have. Right, ladies? Your boundaries are going to protect your nervous system because your availability to people can directly affect your emotions to the point where you are overextending yourself and becoming a sponge to negativity. This is a huge cost, okay, of being overly available. And number 5, ladies, you know I have to go there. When you are overly available, it lowers your attraction to men. Romantically, you kill the polarity. Ladies, you kill that drive for him to want to be around you. You kill the tension that y'all have, okay? When you are constantly available, you kill that magnet that makes him want to draw to you. If he can text you at 1:00 in the morning and you're responding instantly, he can cancel on you and there's no consequences. He can see you whenever he want to. Okay, you jumping up and down excited because he said he want to see you. He ain't made no plans. He just like, let me pull up. Right? He's getting all this access, this emotional access, this physical access, and he hasn't had to do anything. Ladies, the chase is out the window. There is no chase. There is no investment. There's none of that. And one thing I always tell you when it comes to relationships, romantic relationships, any relationship, investment builds attachment, especially with men. Investment it builds attachment. And when you don't require investment and you just openly make yourself available for whatever his little heart desires, ladies, the attachment is not there. He may use you for a good time. You may be easygoing and he can pop in and out and all of these things. But there is no attachment. Ladies, when access has to be earned, the effort increases. Okay? The effort increases when they feel like there's something that needs to be worked towards. If you just freely giving of everything, freely giving of your time, freely giving of your emotions, your love, all of these things, he doesn't have to do anything. He can do as he pleases. He will come give you just enough to get you excited and leave and go on about himself, about his day, and not even be worried about you, thinking about you anymore because you're always just there. He knows when he's ready to come back around, you're just there, just waiting. 2:00 in the morning, just waiting. 2 o'clock in the morning. He like, oh, I wonder what she doing. I forgot about her. Text you, here you go, ding, 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 all through the night. Why? Because you're overly available. Okay. And if he really cared about seeing you and really wanted to make an impression on you, there would have been plans. He would have talked to you at a respectable time. But you're allowing access with no effort. And it kills the romance. It kills the chase. It is not fun, ladies, to be the overly available girl to a man. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay? Those boundaries are going to kill that convenience for him. And it's going to make it to where he has to do some work. And when he has to do some work, then there will be attachment. Okay, ladies? So let's talk about a few things that you can be doing to make sure that you're not overly available. Number one, we always on our phones and all these things. I get it. But ladies, reply when you're actually free. Okay, don't reply instantly. Reply when you are free. Meaning, if you're in the middle of an errand and you running around and you in traffic driving or you in the store, you don't have to reply right then. Okay, you can reply when you get to your car before you pull out of your parking spot. You can reply when you get home and you get your groceries to your place. Then you can reply. Okay, you don't have to reply instantaneously. Okay, how about you schedule? Okay, how about schedule some calls instead of answering random calls? Let this person know, hey, this is a time frame where I'm available. If you want to call me then, that's fine. But if you're calling me randomly, I may not answer. There is nothing wrong with putting a line in the sand and putting a boundary there so that people know you have other things going on. Right? Ladies, another big one. Keep the plans that you set for yourself. Okay? A lot of times, especially my ladies who are like dating and all this kind of stuff, we will have things going on. We will have plans. But if this man say he want to see me today, I'm canceling on my girls. I'm canceling what I said I was going to do. And I'm going to go be with him. Right? Ladies, keep your plans. Okay? Keep your promises to yourself. Keep your plans that you have set. Okay? So that he understands I need to be a little bit more strategic and I need to be a little bit more organized if I'm going to see her. Okay. I need to actually schedule something so that I don't miss the opportunity to get to see her because she has a life. She has things going on outside of me. She has plans that are made. And if she has those plans, she's going to follow through on those and I'm going to be out of luck. Right, ladies? Get okay with saying that don't work for me. I love telling somebody, oh no, that doesn't work for me. Okay. Because the thing is, why are you overly bending to try to fit someone else's stuff when you got things of your own going on that are just as important as theirs? Okay. Let people know, listen, whatever this is that you're talking about, it does not actually work for me. You're going to have to figure something else out. Okay. Protect your evenings. I know that during the day we're running around, we got work, we got all these different things going on, but evenings are typically wind down time for most people. Don't let people come in and start making that chaotic. When you get off of work, you got to run around and be doing everything extra for everybody else. Give yourself time to decompress. Give yourself time to relax because that's actually important. People think when they're relaxing that if something comes up, they have to interrupt their relaxation to go do that because that's more important. Ladies, your relaxation is important. It's okay to not be doing anything at the house but relaxing. And when someone calls you and asks you to do something, you tell them I'm busy because you're busy relaxing, right? You're busy protecting your evenings. You're busy getting your mind right. You're busy decompressing. Okay. So I'm saying all this to say it's not that you want to be withdrawn from people. It's not that you don't want to show love. It's not that you want to be cold to people. It's none of those things. What it is you're prioritizing your life and you're allowing people to recognize where they fit into that. They don't come in and get to change and scramble everything, but they get to come when it's actually befitting. And people respect that, ladies. I know it won't seem like it and you feel like you're being mean, but no, people actually respect when you have those boundaries in place. And with all that being said, ladies, you know I cannot leave you without giving you your verse for the day. We are in Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Okay, ladies, so I want to thank y'all again for watching another episode of Get 'em Girl. I hope that this was informative. I hope it gave you some insight. And with all that being said, I want to thank you again, and I will see you ladies in the next episode. Bye.